What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very juicy video because one of the ex-Infinity Ward developers has come out and just absolutely put Activision on full blast. For those who don't know, the H2M mod was recently just shut down because Activision didn't want people getting their hands on, basically, Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered. So, obviously they sent out a cease and desist letter to the people who put up that mod, and it eventually got shut down. Now, from what I'm hearing, there are ways to access this mod still. People have been getting into the game. I think there's still thousands of people actually playing it. Me, myself, personally, I don't think I'm going to dabble in it, to each their own. I'm still a little bit worried, even though I'm seeing a lot of big names loading it up. I don't really trust it that much still. I don't want anything bad to happen. I download a wrong file, and then I'm screwed for life, and, these hackers have all my information. But, of course, if you guys want to go ahead and see if you can give it a shot and you have a little bit more faith in yourself than I do with downloading the correct mod, by all means, do a little research. You can actually still get into it and give it a shot. But, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Bowling, for those who don't know, one of the, like I said, ex-Infinity Ward developers, for those who don't know who he is, you'll probably remember this phrase for any of the OGs out there back in Modern Warfare 3 when he came up on the stand and said, "F you, last stand," and then ended up being like, what, Dead Man's Hand in Modern... That was the funniest time in Call of Duty history, when they really hyped up removing Last Stand, and then ended up putting in an even worse version of it in the next game. That was so funny. But still, regardless of what happened, that's who Robert Bowling is. He worked on a bunch of the OG Infinity Ward titles back in the OG days. And he put out a phenomenal tweet that really summarizes everything that I see here when it comes to Activision shutting down this mod. He said, a lot of the original Infinity Ward team consisted of devs who used to be modders. The original Call of Duty PC games released mod tools and server files to empower community creations to expand on the original vision. Build systems to help your UGC community, not strangle it. I love this man. I gotta be honest. I know everybody has their mixed opinions about Robert Bowling, but seriously, he has always been preaching about COD. He's been doing this for 80 years and years and years and years now. Every single time Activision does something scummy, he is right out here putting out just absolute facts for everybody to see. And I already know, just like before in my previous video, there's going to be tons of people in the comment section saying, "Oh, how could you not see this coming? You are so stupid to think Activision wouldn't shut this down. This is all in their right, clearly." Obviously, we all know that Activision can shut this down whenever they want to. But should they? No, and it's proof that they have fallen from their grace. They have fallen so far down from where they used to stand, in this community. They used to encourage people to mod, just like every other game out there, ladies and gentlemen. Activision is the only team that gives a crap. I get it. I have to say 50,000 times because for some reason people just can't stop saying it. I get it. They can remove the mods if they want to, but nobody gives that much of a crap besides Activision. And funny enough, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is from Bob Network UK, for anybody who doesn't know who he is. He is a pretty good leaker when it comes to Call of Duty information. Said, sources within Activision have confirmed to me that H2M mod received a cease and desist as they were afraid that the success of the mod would impact Black Ops 6 sales. Oh my god. If that's truly the reason, again, and I don't know, take this with a grain of salt because, again, he is just a leaker. I don't want to say he doesn't give good information because he does, but again, without any official articles or any official information or, anything that we can really rely on, it's hard to, say it's completely factual, right? But if this is the truth, that is so freaking embarrassing that Activision believes that a mod could outsell a full-priced COD game that always gets overhyped every single year, that is available for all platforms, whereas this mod is only available for PC players. It blows my mind. If this is the reason why they struck it down, it just blows me the frick away that Activision is so worried about people modding up their games and putting out a better experience. It really says something, doesn't it? It really frickin' says something. It almost proves that maybe they do know that the classic COD experience can thrive and it can be done correctly, but they refuse to do so because they want to keep sticking to the algorithm. And as long as they have the same skill-based matchmaking and all the systems in place that they have current date, you can't make a good OG COD game. It's impossible. The only way to do that is to remove all the manipulative crap that they have built up over these years since Modern Warfare 2019. That's the only possible way you can go back, and they don't want to. They would rather strike down any successful mod that would really prove and showcase how good these classic games are. They would rather strip it all down than just simply, one, making their current day games better, and two, even just giving us better servers to play these games on. A lot of these OG classic games are hacked to death. You can't play them. And they won't fix it. They charge $60 for Black Ops 2, knowing that it's a huge security risk. I mean, it blows me away, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to bounce back again to the original post from Robert Bowling here, because it's crazy. It's crazy to think that Call of Duty used to be a game that encouraged people to mod it, that gave tools to people, not remove tools, not wait until the game is almost out and then send a cease and desist thinking that you can bank in off of people buying Modern Warfare Master. No, they physically gave tools to their communities to build mods and have fun. Because believe it or not, back in the day, Activision actually wanted to encourage players to get into game design. And they wanted to pick up those individuals. Just like Robert Bowling said, a huge chunk of the original Infinity Ward team literally consisted of devs who were modders. People who made mods. And then later on, got into the teams and got into game design for Activision, so on and so forth. Modders are nothing to play around with. They know how to make games, they're good at what they do, and, you know, like I said, even current day, GTA 6, right? This is why I never understand. People are so caught up on Activision having their rights for an OG game like Modern Warfare 2, yet Rockstar could give two flying craps that they have a mod like 5M out there that completely makes nobody want to do anything in the game. Nobody wants to pay for shark cards. Nobody wants to buy microtransactions. They load into 5M to roleplay, and that's where the massive majority of the community is. Nobody really plays the base version of GTA anymore. If you go on GTA on Twitch to look at the viewership, it's all for 5M, right? Do they care? No, they don't. And 5M allows you to go into multiple different buildings, do multiple different things that you shouldn't be able to do in GTA. They're using so many things that shouldn't be allowed, yet Rockstar doesn't give a crap. It's actually so good that Rockstar picked up those modders. They picked up modders from 5M and brought them over to work on GTA 6. Activision is the only publisher out of the freaking loop right now, and it's all for greed. It's all for money, which again, understandable from a business, but gaming is almost like an art. And if Rockstar, you know, a company that is extraordinarily money hungry, you can't tell me they're not money hungry, is willing to pick up modders and allow people to mod, I don't see why Activision can't allow people to actually mod up these games as well. It doesn't make any sense to me. Activision is so anti-community, so anti-passion projects, anti-everything that involves this community that it just makes me sick sometimes. It does, and it just sucks. It really sucks, and I'm glad that Robert Bowling came out and put that tweet out there so people can see that, yes, these mods were normal back in the day. It was normal to give out these things for players to mess around with. Nowadays, it's the complete opposite. It's the absolute complete opposite when it comes to Activision. But ladies and gentlemen, please go down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about all this stuff. Again, I understand that they have the right to do so. But Robert Bowling put it perfectly. You know, even though they have the right to do so, it doesn't mean that it's correct. And these publishers have always been so open with their communities and so willing to allow them to mod. Why is it all of a sudden now it's such a big deal? Are they afraid of competition? Are they afraid that the modders can do it better than them? Are they afraid that, you know, something else? Like, what could be the reason? I truthfully can't tell, besides maybe they just didn't want, you know, BO6 to be interfered with, but I don't see how it could. It's a PC-only mod. How could this interfere with BO6 sales? They're something else right now, man. That's all I have to say. And it's really embarrassing to see how serious they take these mods. And, you know, when in reality, they could take these developers, put put them on Call of Duty games and let them put in real work. But no, they just shut them down, push them to the side, and treat them like dirt. At least GTA knows how to handle them. At least Rockstar knows how to handle mods. They respect them, they see that they know how to put in work, and then they hire them. God, leave it to Activision to not know a single thing of how to, handle any of these scenarios. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And don't forget, I will be streaming today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. By all means, you guys can find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.